everyone. Welcome back to RJK English, and we're going to finish up the past tenses by doing a review of all of them. We're going to use one example, and we're going to use all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 types, okay? We are going to keep going through this book, English for Everyone. I am not sponsored by them, but I use it for people that I teach, and I find it to be really, really useful. I have a link below that I will post. We're going to start with a guy named Phil, and he's washing his car, like washing his car off, okay? So we'll start with past simple. Phil washed his car. Washed. There's our part. We add the ed to the end. Phil washed his car. When? On Tuesday. Back in the past, specific time. Phil washed his car on Tuesday. So he did that once in the past. Okay? Past continuous. Phil was washing his car when I stopped by on Tuesday. So when I came by his house, what was he doing? He was washing his car. Continuous, but set in the past. Okay? Present perfect simple. Phil has washed his car. It just happened before now. He's watching TV now. It's completed. Phil has washed his car. It's affecting the current time. He has washed his car. He's watching TV now. Present perfect continuous. Again, happened right before now. It's affecting now. Phil has been washing his car. So he'll probably be too tired to go out. He has been washing his car. He might be done, he might not, but it's affecting now. The key part is he'll be too tired to go out because he has been washing his car. Here, he's done. Phil has washed his car. Done. Phil has been washing his car. Could be done, it could not be done, but it's affecting the present. Past perfect simple. Phil had washed his car already when I arrived. Okay, so we're setting everything in the past, and there's this past event. I arrived. That's in past simple. I arrived. But what happened right before that? Phil had washed his car. He had done something, and it was affecting that time in the past. Phil had washed his car, and I arrived. When I arrived, Phil had washed his car. Present perfect continuous. Past again. I asked Phil to go to lunch in the past. Before that, Phil had been washing his car. Had been washing, continuous, his car when I asked him to go out to lunch. So in the past, when I asked him to go to lunch, he had been washing his car. How is this different from he had washed his car? He might not be done at that point. He might not be done. And so it affects, he had been washing his car when I asked him to go to lunch. So I figured he might be too tired to go to lunch. It would affect it in that way. What about if we talk about habits that Phil used to have? Habits are things you do. States of being are things you were or situations you were in. Phil used to be young. State. Phil used to be young. Phil used to wash his car when he was younger. This is a state of being. Phil used to be young. He didn't do anything, right? He just was young. Phil used to wash, it's a habit. Phil used to wash his car when he was younger. Used to wash. When Phil was young, he would wash his car on the weekends. We talked about in the previous videos how this is more for writing. It's more formal. And you can only use it for actions. You can't use it for state of beings. You can't say, when Phil was young, he would be happy. When Phil was young, he would be happy. Or Phil would be young. We can't say this. We can't talk about a state. We can only talk about actions using this. If you talk about a state, you have to use this. Phil used to be young. Okay? Let's mess with it a little bit and change the subject of it. So we washed our car. Notice this doesn't change. We washed our car on Tuesday. What about past continuous? We were washing our car when he stopped by. We were washing our car. So we have to change to were here instead of was. Present perfect simple. We have washed our car. We are watching TV now. We can also change this, right? We can change this. We're washing our car. We've washed our car. What do we need to change this to? Have, right? Have been washing our car. So we'll probably be too tired to go out. Past perfect simple. We had washed our car. Did we change anything here? No. We had washed. He had washed. You had washed. So it's simple for past perfect simple. We had washed our car already when he arrived. Past perfect continuous. We had been washing. Nothing changed, right? We had been washing our car when he asked us to go out to lunch. We used to be young. Nothing has to change. Used to be young. No change to the verb. We used to wash his car when we were younger. Now we have to change this for the simple past. We were younger. When we were young, we would wash his car on the weekends. Okay, so that's how you change with the subject. Good job, everyone. Okay, let's review a little bit. Past simple. I studied for my test last week. We've completed that. We're done. I studied for my test last week. I don't need to study anymore. I'm ready. I have studied for my test for 2 hours, but I have a lot more to do. So we can use past perfect. Oh, I'm sorry. This is not simple. Oh yeah, past perfect simple. Yep. We can use this for something that we're not done with yet. I have studied for my test for 2 hours, but I have a lot more to do. I have a lot more studying to do. Not completed. Completed, past simple. Not completed, past perfect simple. Present perfect simple. I have studied. I lost my bike, past simple, but then my friend found it. It's done, but it's not relevant anymore, right? I lost my bike, but my friend found it. So I would use past simple here. It's done, but it's now irrelevant. I have lost my bike. It's still relevant. I have lost my bike. Help me look for it. I have lost my bike. I've lost my bike. Help me look for it. Okay? So those can kind of give you some ideas. Make sure to review the old videos. Okay? So let's end for anybody who hasn't dropped off yet. I'm going to end with an example. Okay, a crowd of people were celebrating when one of the young men kneeled down in front of his girlfriend and asked her to marry him. He had planned everything beforehand. Okay, do you notice he's telling a story here? He's telling a story about this. And we're going to look at the different, how this fits into the past. So here is the line, okay? And here is now. Here's now, okay? Past perfect is back here. Past simple is here. And here's past continuous here. Okay, how do we map this out? A crowd of people were celebrating. This is where they were celebrating. Before now, they were celebrating during this time, right? When one of the young men kneeled down. This is when the man kneels in front of and says, "Will you marry me?" And he gives her a ring. He kneeled down on his knees. Right here, past simple. So let's follow this now. A crowd of people were celebrating. Here's now. We're talking in the past. Crowd of people were celebrating when one of the young men kneeled down, past simple. It's right here he did it. He kneeled down in front of his girlfriend and he also asked her to marry him. He had planned it beforehand. See where it is? It's before that. So that's how these all work together. I hope that gives you some idea. This is a very long one that we did today. So I hope this is helpful. I will see you later. Hi everyone, welcome to RJK English. Make sure to like and subscribe, and that will help me make more of these videos. I'm on YouTube and on Instagram, and see us on Facebook, and we can talk further.